talk to you guys about xFi. Now, you guys are my tech people. I know you know this stuff.
Yep.
Anybody used it yet?
xFi?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it. So.
All right. Well, we'll show you something new. So, what xFi is, first and foremost, so it's here to help customers understand how their Wi-Fi works in the house. It's here to deliver on the speeds that we promised them, the coverage, right? Coverage in a place like this might not be too much of a struggle, but a larger household, obviously you want to make sure you get Wi-Fi everywhere. And the control that our customers are looking for. And that could be individuals, parents, right? Whoever it may be. So, easiest way to view xFi, talk to our X1, right? xFi. So we're going to bring it up on the TV here just to kind of show you what it is. So first and foremost, xFi is sort of a digital dashboard for what's going on with the internet service in your house. So it's going to show you, the basic connectivity with the internet service, right? The name and password of your wireless network. Again, most common question we get as a company is still, what's my Wi-Fi password and how do I change it? Because I forgot what it is. So easy access to that. Obviously, the important stuff, making sure that your gateway is online. But what you can do with xFi is go through and actually set up profiles for the people and the devices in the house. So what we have here, for instance, I set up a couple just as an example, right? You've got dad and mom, you've got the son and the daughter here, and it's going to give you a list of the devices in the house. So we've got active devices, we've got inactive devices. So it'll take every device that's connected, right? And this is phones, laptops, right? iPads, smartwatches, thermostats, right? Refrigerators that can send you text messages to let you know you need milk and eggs. All those devices will be kind of aggregated here in xFi, and you get to assign them to individuals, right? So I might have attached to me, I might have my iPhone, my iPad, my MacBook. You can set up a profile for the household for those devices that are shared usage, and you get to kind of bucket them into these profiles that'll give you a good look at who's using the service and how they're using it. So if we go into the overview here, and this experience is mirrored in the app that you guys can look at on the phone. It's also mirrored on our web portal as well. You can access with a laptop and a desktop. But this will show you here, who's using the service in the house, right? So over the past 24 hours, here's a quick snapshot. Dad, no surprise here, is the heavy internet user in the house, right? Mom's using about 30% of it. Son and daughter, it's midterm time, so they don't get to use as much internet as they would like right about now. But I'll give you a look at the activity in the house, right, by hour, so you can see who's using the service, when they're using it, and a whole different level of control. But before I go into that, the other thing that xFi is going to do for our customers is help them set up their devices. So what I mean by that is behind you is our next generation wireless gateway, our XP6. And xFi has built into the app an onboarding process. So on the bottom of that gateway is a QR code. And what will happen is customers load up the xFi app, they take a snapshot of that QR code, and it's going to walk them through a multi-stage setup. It's going to have them activate the device. It's going to make suggestions as to where the device should be placed in the house to make sure that you've got good broad coverage of the Wi-Fi service. And it'll send you an activation message, a text message, when the device is up and running and it's ready to go. So we've taken the onboarding process and removed the mystique of, I see lights on, is it working, right? Are my devices connected? Can I plug in my Wi-Fi password, right? It'll have you set all that information up with it. So once you have that all set up and then you have xFi here, you get to understand who's using the service, when they use it, how they use it, and you have control over it. So there's a few things that you can do here once you've got this set up and configured. You can get notifications for every device that connects to your Wi-Fi, right? So take an apartment like this, right? You've got neighbors, you've got people across the street. They may be able to see your wireless network, and if they're going to try and connect and use your Wi-Fi, you'd want to know about it. So one, you can see their devices in here, but you can also get great text message updates saying a new device has been recognized on your network, and if they're supposed to be there, then you can bucket them into a profile that would fit their needs. And if they're not supposed to be there, you can very politely disconnect them from the Wi-Fi network, and make sure that you're the one that understands who's using the service. The other great piece about this, I'm a parent, I know a couple of you are parents.
You?
I know you for sure. So based on customer feedback, we have a great feature built into this called bedtime mode, where you get to kind of set the hours for individual users. So for instance, for my kids, Eric and Amy, I can set up bedtime mode, which will automatically turn off access to the Wi-Fi only on their devices when it's time to shut it down for the night, right? So, or Dinner time is the other good example, right? Bringing dinner time back to the household, getting folks away from their screens, putting them around a table, having dinner. It's funny when I kind of give a shout to my kids and I ask them to come downstairs and help with the laundry or the dishes. It's like they magically have lost all their hearing. You turn off the Wi-Fi and it's like, what happened to the Wi-Fi in the household? So great user experience, and I give that example because in a lot of households nowadays, the kids are the tech savvy ones, right? They're the ones that know how to control the service and how to use it. This takes all of that technical knowledge, all that information that the parents maybe didn't know about, and lets them easily control what goes on in the house. If you want to take it further with parental controls, there's also built-in controls that will prevent the young folks from going to websites that may be questionable, right? Adult content, whatever it is, we'll block it automatically. No apps to install, no software to put on laptops or devices. So it really does change kind of how our customers interact with their Wi-Fi, and also helps them get a better understanding of how it works and what to do in case of a problem. So one other thing that I just kind of want to show off, so later this year we're also going to launch xFi pods, and this is through a partnership with a company called Plume. And Plume makes these adaptive Wi-Fi pods that you can plug in the house. It just plugs into a simple power outlet, and it will actually smartly route Wi-Fi to the areas of the house that need it most. So let's say, I got a new in the back, it's good. Let's say, for instance, we're in a back bedroom and we have Wi-Fi issues with our Xbox, for instance. What you can do is through xFi, you can troubleshoot on a device level. So you can go in and say, okay, this device is having trouble. It's going to ask you what type of device it is. All right, it's a game console, for instance. And it's going to go through and try and rearrange the Wi-Fi to make sure that we're getting a good, proper signal to that part of the house. And later this year, again, Plume will help distribute Wi-Fi throughout the house. So again, if you're struggling with Wi-Fi in a bedroom or the basement, this is really what's going to help us spread that Wi-Fi coverage throughout the house. So these will be available for customers to purchase later this year. So we activated this a couple weeks ago. Right now, over 10 million customers on the Xfinity internet service have access to this. There are some gateways that right now are not compatible, and Mark can give you the list of compatible devices and model numbers. But if anybody doesn't have access to it and you need to get a new gateway, swap it out, right? And like I was saying, you go right through that activation process to get your gateway up and running. We don't charge anything extra for it. Obviously, a free feature that's built in as a value add. But again, we turned it on, and it's available to our internet customers today. So on WiFi, on your mobile app, on your web portal, laptop, desktop, whatever it may be. So you guys know when we roll something out, we roll it out everywhere. So.